kind of forced into it because the big guys like to play a team that they think they can handle.
That's why they call it a guarantee game.
Yes.
Every once in a while, the guarantee doesn't come through, but more often than not, it does. Get ready for the opening tip today. Brought to you by Franco's Pizza. We don't cut corners. Use the code Griffins to save 10% on your next online order at Franco's Pizza. Referees today, Greg Evans, Sean Campbell, Jason Bradwell. And ready to tip off on this Wednesday afternoon in Buffalo, New York. Glad to have you along with us on ESPN. Ahmed into front court, Jordan Henderson. The handoff to Fritz, back to Ahmed. Fritz to the top. Harid in the corner, his three, knocks it down.
So there you go, relax. They ran the, the weave there, the old Joe Nyland weave for about 15 seconds. Good screen, good ball movement. Fritz is a great passer. And the rest is 3 points.
Titus left alone with an open shot. He elects not to take it. Tark goes baseline. Diagonal pass out. 3-point shot, no good for Kyle Cardesi.
That was a great pass.
Jordan Henderson looks to attack, pulls up from 10 and puts it down, and the Griffs off to a 5-0 lead.
Take that confidence from Monday and apply it here, and so far so good. And I'm going to say it, that pull-up jumper, take what they give you.
Titus left alone again. He throws up a brick, rebound pulled away by Harid. Harid in transition, cut off nicely by Zarzuela. Backdoor cut, Ahmed. Cross-court pass, Henderson. They work the perimeter. Harid fires it up and puts it home. 8-0 Canisius.
Henderson made a good adjustment to that pass. It was below his knees. Very nice pass by him.
Back in the front court now. Zarzuela to Titus. Handoff to James. Tark. Back to Titus to Tark. Nothing happened in Coppin State offense, and a deflection there by Harid. 10 to shoot. Tark gets around the screen, gets it inside. Shot blocked by Fritz. James could not finish.
Should have finished on the other side there and used that advantage.
Henderson left alone from 3. Off the rack, no good. Rebound tapped out by Fritz. Coppin State basketball.
Boy, would have been a timeout, I think, Jay, there. 8-0, not really getting anything going offensively, and they look a little bit out of sorts in defensive transition. The Griffs recognize that, looking to run here and shoot it quick.
Canisius showing a man for man. Zarzuela gives up to Titus, inside to James this time. Kick out. Cardesi from 3, and he puts it home. Coppin State on the board.
Canisius is doing something different defensively. They're playing a little pick and roll. They're playing it differently, and they're trying to attack it once the guy rolls, and it's not working.
Jordan Henderson pulls up from 15, no good. Rebound pulled away by Zarzuela. In front court. Zarzuela to the corner. Titus, his 3, rolls out.
Good look, though. That's the look you want.
In transition, Harid fires up a quick 3. Nothing but net, Armand Harid.
Man, he's got a lot to be thankful for here on Thanksgiving week. I mean, again, we talk a lot about this, shooting in rhythm and shooting with confidence.
Pass to Titus, no, nice low look pass to James, who's open. He kicks it back out. Tark from 3, no good. Ahmed with the rebound for Canisius. Jordan Henderson, senior out of Cincinnati. Cross court it goes. Ahmed, that's going to be short, easy rebound for Tark. Tark looks to attack, may have traveled, no call. Gets the ball back, Cardesi in the corner, puts it on the floor. Swings it back, Tark against Fritz. No look pass, Zarzuela, nice ball fake, steps back, his shot, nothing but net for Jesse Zarzuela.
That's why we featured him, right? So that's very good patience, and that's what you're looking for. Coach Dixon, I'm sure, is looking for, hey guys, let's be patient, survive the first TV timeout.
Jordan Henderson to Yakov Fritz, Meslenikov. Ahmed, his 3, nothing but net for Akram Ahmed.
You know what? They have the green light, and that's a great thing when your coach says, I want you to shoot it more. Man, that's a dream come true for a basketball player. Wow, what a great move that was.
Left hand finish by Jesse Zarzuela, averaging 12.5 points per game. Ahmed hands it off to Harid. Maslenikov. Bounce pass to Harid. He steps back, fires it up. That went off the mark. Easy rebound for Tark. Pass ahead. James, cut off by Fritz, gives up his dribble, but finds the cutter. Titus, he misses the layup. Again, the Griffs in transition. Hareed looks to attack. Hareed leans inside, off glass, and good. 11 points for Hareed.
And that's like a running back making the contact. You know, that's what you got to do. You actually make contact, and then, of course, you got to concentrate. So what a start for him.
Cardesi to Titus. Titus looks to beat his man off the dribble, lays it up, fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 when we come back. Entertaining start to the ball game here in Buffalo, New York. Canisius up by 8 on their home floor. This is college basketball on ESPN3. Golden Griffins and Juan Dixon, your head coach for Coppin State, one of the legends of college basketball, had a fine NBA career as well. Picked 17th overall by the Washington Wizards back in 2002 after Juan Dixon led the Terrapins to the national title over Indiana that very same year. And Juan Dixon was a heck of a college basketball player and a nice solid NBA career. He and Steve Blake, fine backcourts.
Gary Williams, I believe, was the coach. And that guy could go through a sport coat like nobody else. I mean, that guy, he must have had a sponsorship with a local men's clothing store. But yeah, what a career, over 2,200 points, whatever it was. Really, you know, to play in the NBA, and now he's back in the Baltimore area, obviously. And they won the MEAC a couple years ago, right? And he's done a good job there. And like you said, the record sometimes is misleading, right? The record doesn't look too good, but you're starting out 7th or 8th. Conversely, you look at Syracuse, they play 11 guarantee games and they start out 10-1, so that gives some fans an insight.
So coming out of the timeout, Titus will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Eagles. Titus rather, out of Sydney, Australia. Came into the game 6 of 11 from the free throw line. Canisius 4 of 7 here in early action from 3-point range.
Yeah, and like I said, we always talk about catching in rhythm, and they're catching in rhythm, they're letting it go. They're doing something creative defensively here against the pick and roll, and they're flashing their low post defender, Jaco Fritz, and leaving the low post alone. I think they're going to modify that strategy here.
Both teams going to their benches here out of the timeout. Malik Green, the leading scorer for Canisius, on the floor, as is Sita Conte for Coppin State. Green looks to attack, goes up off glass, and good.
The operative word being attack, man. He's been on the bench long enough, evidently.
In the front court, Zarzuela. The handoff now to Tark. Cut off by Ahmed. Gives up the ball, also into the game now. That's Conte, I should say. Conte, handoff, Zarzuela. Steps back, his shot contested, but nothing but net nonetheless.
See, when you're down to a shot clock like that, get it to your best guy, and they did. And those are subtle things that teams can do to win on the road.
Harid, that three, short, rebound, pulled in by Justin Steers, also into the game. Now the sophomore from Philadelphia. Steers, look for Cardesi. Crosses over, Steers into the paint. Looks to go up and under against Fritz, and does so.
Nice footwork, beautiful there. The post was wide open. He could go to work, took advantage of it. Good thing Jakob Fritz didn't foul. I think they're telling him, listen, sometimes
injury and will not be playing today. Inside it goes, and a nice finish by Nenda Tark.
yeah, they've got that figured out. Excuse me. They're really doing a good job of throwing it to the middle and then cutting and getting easy shots.
Ahmed to Green. He'll take the three. No good. Rebound kept alive by Fritz, but pulled away by Zarzuela. Zarzuela in the front court. Kicks Cardesi. Nice ball fake. Stops, had an open look, decides to kick it back out.
Good move there. They got plenty of time here.
Tark, he steps back for a three, and it's nothing but net. We have a 2-point ball game.
See, everyone switches so much, and Fritz, it seems like he's always switching on the guy that has the ball, and it's a tough, he's a very good defender for his size, but that's still a big task.
Malik Green. Harid goes baseline, and he finishes with a left hand. And a timeout called by Coppin State with 12:20 remaining. It's a 4-point Canisius lead. And we'll take a timeout here as well. And there he is, Reggie Witherspoon in his 6th year here at Canisius College, moving ahead of Jim Barron on the coaching win list. Congratulations to Reggie Witherspoon, of course, has had a nice long career here in Buffalo, both at Canisius and at the University of Buffalo.
I've known his family for quite some time, when Reggie was probably about 5 or 6. So when he gets one more win, he's back to 500 here. That's a nice little milestone. So that's a good for Longevity, it's not easy to coach, and of course, coach at UB. I'd tell you, speaking of coaching, Coach Dixon's got to be really happy. They're shooting the ball very well for a team that struggles at 50%. They're getting good looks. Canisius got to tighten up their defense here because a team on the road that feels comfortable early doesn't go away.
Blocking foul will go against Canisius as Green stepped in to try to take a charge, but I believe he was in the restricted area.
See, Steer's smart. He had a long on him, right? He kind of knew freshman defender, so he faked the give back and just went. And then you'll see it right here. Watch, he fakes like, whoops. And then the help is a little late. His back foot, I believe, was in that block zone almost. So as a coach, you want it 2 feet above. You don't want that cushion, right? Don't take the equation right out for the ref. Make it an easy call. So that's late help. Good play there by Steers.
Steers, 70% foul shooter, makes that one.
Got a lot of lefties, this team, it seems like. So you sit at the corner of the table. I've noticed that, you know.
Absolutely. I always made my mother sit at the corner of the table. Steers was good on
these
both.
Important things, you know, Thanksgiving, corner of the table. You gotta get these in, Jay.
Fofana into the game for Canisius, as is Xavier Long, the freshman, who has it right now to Fofana. Thought about the baseline, kicks it back out. Reverse far side, Green to Henderson. Henderson back out to Green. Cross court, Fofana, Ahmed. Green challenging him to shoot, he'll take it, and he'll make it.
They went to like a modified matchup talking about Coppin State there, and they were much more active, which is interesting out of that. So, but when Green hits that, Canisius is hard to defend.
Steers gives it back to Tark. Tark, may have traveled, but puts up the shot nonetheless. Fofana clears and looks to push. Amadou Fofana. Ahmed on the baseline, cut off. Gives up his dribble, goes cross court. Jordan Henderson, and he's on the sideline.
3-inch line out a few years ago, right? Just enough that happens a lot. Shouldn't be happening this stage of the game. So what Coppin State's doing, Jay, is they're attacking the corners. It's almost like Syracuse does that out of their 2-3 zone. When you go to the corner, it becomes an automatic double. So it's a good look there, you know, because they weren't getting it done with their straight man-to-man.
Zarzuela swings it over. Tark goes baseline. Tark, reverse layup, no good. Rebound, Malik Green, then has it slapped free, and then Tark recovers and lays it up and in.
You got to pay attention, right? You know, it's not your ball until the rebound is thrown to an outlet.
Fofana uses the screen, gives it back out to Green. Jab step, fires up a three, and rattles it home. Malik Green.
You called it though, the jab step. What that does is that balances. You don't see that much anymore, and I really like how that balanced the shot.
Zarzuela. Fofana through. The kick to the corner. Conte pulls up. His jump shot rattles around and out. Long with the rebound. Fofana back in the front court. Cross court to Jordan Henderson, and it's another Canisius turnover.
Yeah, Fofana, they made him throw because of active hands on the hockey guy. Got a game tonight in the 5-hole.
Yes, right through the 5-hole. Jesse Zarzuela brings it up. 25 points against DePaul earlier this year. Zarzuela, nice stop and go. Pulls up, jump shot no good. Long with another rebound for Canisius. Ahmed. Back to Green. Harid looked back door. Long claims the basketball. Fofana. The swing to Green, another three. That one back rim, no good. Ahmed with the rebound. Harid pulls up. No good. Long on the offensive glass. Put back, no good, but he is fouled and will go to the line to shoot two.
Well, several things in that possession. Number one, Malik Green, that's a why not shot. He's made two, so why not, right? You know, so you can live with that as a coach, right? Because if he makes that, then we got something here. Harid's last few shots, a little flat, right? And then Long, that's what they need from him, right? I would suggest he finish on the other side, much like the previous play for Coppin, but that's a really good sign for Canisius that he's active underneath, get a little confidence.
High hopes for Xavier Long here for Canisius, coming out of the Washington, D.C. area. Really like his athleticism, but one of these young men, like a lot of Division I athletes, come out of programs where they don't face a lot of competition and they're physically able to really dominate. They've got a lot to learn when it gets to the Division I level.
Yeah, they usually don't really understand where they're supposed to be offensively, and
is Isaiah Gross.
yeah, I really like Zarzuela. He is a very good player.
Harid, three-pointer. That one had some arc, and it's nothing but net.
Bingo, Jay. You're a fast learner, man. Because that you can just tell. You can just tell. I mean, he knows it. He just, he's a little tired, but you got to find him.
He has 16 points this afternoon for Canisius. Conte has it stripped free. Green on the floor to get the basketball. Fofana. Stops. Swings it. Ahmed. He looks to drive. Shot no good. Had Long underneath. Wide open. Cardesi. Long three for Hood. No good. Malik Green with the rebound.
You're right about the last play there. Ahmed, give it to Long. You might not think he's there yet offensively, but he's not going to get there unless you're unselfish.
Long has it. Hands it back now to Ahmed. 10 on the shot clock. Cross court, Green. Green looks to drive. Short, no good. Rebound contested, but pulled away nicely by Isaiah Gross. Hood checked by Fofana. Fofana picks up the foul and will take a timeout. A lot of action here early on in Buffalo, New York. Canisius up by 8 on their home floor. This is college basketball on ESPN3. Afternoon in Buffalo. Jay Moran, Richard Walsh with you. Canisius 32, Coppin State 24.
The talent level for Coppin State is very high, I would say. And again, you're playing on the road. Like you said, we talked about keys to the game, road warriors. So they have some level of comfort. They're used to this, and they're playing like that.
Armand Harid, 16 points already for Canisius.
So he doesn't have to worry about a season average.
Inside out of the timeout it goes, but not finishing is Corbett. Ball loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? Canisius does. Green into the corner. Haree. He's got the hot hand. Looks to go baseline. Back out to the top. Long. Puts it on the floor. Swings to the corner. Henderson. Back out. Fofana. Green at the top of the key. By Reggie James. Looking to attack. The kick to the corner. Tark swings it over. James slashes. Finds the cutter. Tark lays it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Then it's loose on the floor. He's able to keep it out alive. Zarzuela left open from three. No good. Rebound Malik Green.
Yeah, Long's length there was help make that shot an adjustment. So that's what they're looking for from him. But I'll tell you, 32-24, about 6:43 left. Coppin State's very pleased with that. They're shooting better. Long's going out there, and that's the type of minutes I think Reggie wants from him. So gave Jaco Fritz a little breather there, see if he can come in kind of like Malik did with a lot of energy and take some initiative.
Fareed in the corner. Right on him is Zarzuela. The ball knocked free, and it's a Griff turnover. Zarzuela pushes. Zarzuela on the attack. Counted if it goes, and it does. Jesse Zarzuela will go to the line, a chance to finish a three-point play.
So very talented, right? We saw him make this very similar shot with his left hand. And I think I mentioned earlier, Fritz seems to always be the guy. The good news is he's always in position to play the ball. The bad news is I don't care who you are. When a guy's going downhill with that skill level, it's awfully tough to stop him. So my typical coaching point on that is get him early, get in his window at 47 feet, because at 17 feet, there is no window. It's just, where's the door? I want to get out of here.
Is it going to be a 2 or a 3?
Yeah, exactly.
So Zarzuela with 10 points. Fofana gives up his dribble, finds Green, his fellow senior. Green to Haree, the backdoor cut off the mark, and it's consecutive turnovers for Canisius.
So remember the timeout Coach Dixon took, right? And then, guys, we're here. Offensively, I get it. We just got to you got to give me 10.
Behind the arc, makes that one though, his first of the game.
I like that Jesuit math, 16%.
Tark inside, slap free Henderson. Coppin State basketball on the baseline with 9 to shoot.
Tark just did a subtle veteran thing. He looked at his hand, didn't say anything to the ref, like, yeah, what was that? See, that's a veteran move.
Zarzuela, his pass deflected by Haree, run back down by Conte. Crosses over, then kicks. Cardesi open from 3. Off the mark, good contest by Fritz. Fofana gives it away to Zarzuela. Zarzuela on the attack. Reverse layup is good. He's got 12.
Yeah, that's his season average, right? I mean, but he can go off, right? And he had 20 plus a couple games here. He's not coming out. He played 32 minutes a game. They must have been blown out a couple times because he doesn't need to rest, that guy.
Malik Green looks to go. Has it rejected on the play by Conte. Zarzuela back to James. Lays it up and in.
Look at that, an old-fashioned 2-on-1, Jay, back and forth.
Reggie Witherspoon did not like that at all, and he's going to call a timeout with 4.5 remaining here in this first half. And we'll take a timeout here as Canisius has seen their lead dwindle to 2. This is college basketball from Buffalo on ESPN3.
points in the paint, 16. People think points in the paint. How can they have that with their tallest guy 6'8"? Their penetration. They're getting in the paint quickly. So this is really what Coach Dixon ordered up here in this visit here to Buffalo.
Conte, left-handed shot, rolls out. Green with the easy rebound.
See, they made the adjustment on their defense there. That experiment's over, I believe.
Canisius has led this one by as many as 9. Jordan Henderson, baseline, gives up his dribble. Long pass out to Harid. Ahmed inside to Green, double team, comes over and steals the ball. Conte, another Canisius turnover, and then the pass ahead to James is a Coppin State turnover.
I'll tell you what, the energy level defensively for Coppin State is very high right here. They're taking it to Canisius, and Canisius is, for about 5 minutes now has not adjusted. Turnovers, one for their last 5 shots. Adds up to a small lead here that used to be comfortable.
Pass inside to Green, kind of rushed the shot and misses. Zarzuela tries to pass inside, ball deflected by Malik Green. He comes up with it. So consecutive turnovers for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what they want to do with this defense, where they're trying to just get that little trap there up top there, and that's the first time it really paid dividends.
Fritz to Green at the top. Swing over to Ahmed. Ahmed, cross court, wide open. Jordan Henderson from 3, nothing but net for the senior.
Yeah, and that's, there was a mistake there communication-wise for Coppin State, and Canisius frankly needed that because Jordan Henderson, he can definitely hit that 3 ball. I believe he leads the current roster in 3s.
Zarzuela, fresh with the elbows, was able to finish nonetheless, and he has 14.
I'd hate to play against him at the Y, man. He is tough. He's very confident going to the rim, and he's strong.
Ahmed, quick shot.
Yeah, that's not on my end. That's coming from their end. I don't know what's going on out there in Buffalo.
To Fritz. Over to Ahmed in the far corner. Cross court. Another 3 for Harid. Nothing but net. Armand Harid, who's got 19 points.
These guys got to love playing with Fritz because he doesn't even look at the rim. He just hot potato, and Harid's hot. Perfect basketball right there for the Griffs.
Another hot hand here, Zarzuela. May have dragged the pivot, but nice pass inside. Counted. If it goes, it doesn't. Going to line to shoot 2 will be Nenda Tark.
Yeah, between Tark and Zarzuela, strong, right? You got the very strong guys there, and they're guards. And you mentioned Green at the other end, kind of rushed it. They don't have a rim protector, so he's got to just be cognizant of that and just go up strong because it's not going to be, thrown back in his face.
Tark at the line, 65% foul shooter.
I think his brother went to the pros, right? The Pistons. Anthony, I believe he used to play there. I was doing a little research on that, and that's a nice recruit. Your brother goes to pros, had a nice career at Coppin State. I think we'll get your younger brother. What do you think? Yeah, that'll work.
You can play for a former NBA player. That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's close to home. Go recruit someone else, and when the other schools in the area. Yeah.
Not a lot of fouls in this. Might be the kiss of death. Just 6 between the 2 teams. Fritz left alone, fires up the 3, well off the mark. Easy rebound for Tark.
Once you hesitate, you're done. It's like a 3-foot putt. Just get up there and hit it.
Zarzuela, nice pass. Inside it goes, and looking to finish and does is Reggie James.
They're inviting him to do it, Canisius, and again, they're really handling Coppin State, and they're getting really good looks.
Ahmed to Jordan Henderson, working the perimeter. Harid. Green fires up another 3. Nothing but net for Malik Green.
The offense is not the issue, Jay, right? The offense, and the other thing is Coppin State margin of rebound differential is like 13 or 14, and they're hanging in there on that as well.
Zarzuela fires up the 3. Off the mark, Ahmed with the rebound. Canisius up 5. Green down inside, feels the double team, now brings it back out, looking for a call. Could have gotten called for a walk. they call a timeout?
I think was that the use it or lose it?
Well, that'd be their second timeout of this first half. So the Griffins just 2 timeouts remaining. That cannot be what Reggie Weatherspoon wanted on that particular juncture.
No, and like you said, Malik was looking for a foul, and he's talking to the ref, and then evidently he must have called a timeout. Coppin State, I really like what they're doing. We talked about some national college basketball and who won the NCAAs last year, and it was Baylor. And copy and paste, everyone steals from the most recent flavor of the month, and their early help, and by that I mean when the ball goes from the corner towards the basket, the defender, the second defense, comes out about 12 feet from the basket and makes them give that up, and they basically shut down any penetration, and they're doing a great job of that.
Canisius will inbound to Fritz. Hand back to Ahmed. Green on the wing, fires up a 3. In and out, no good. Easy rebound for Tark.
I got to believe this is the most threes Green's taken in a half in his career here. That would be a guess.
So the shot clock off here for Coppin State. Trailed by as many as 9. They're down 5 right now. Canisius does have a foul to give here if they'd like to use it. Zarzuela looks to go. Ball comes loose. Green comes up with that, and then he is fouled. Just the second team foul.
Yeah, I was looking up there when you said fouls to give. I go, when you're on the road and you only have fouls, that means what we've seen in this game. Canisius is just bombing away from 3 and not stressing the defense.
Reggie Witherspoon talking over the officials here, arguing that was that an intentional foul.
Right.
Now, Coppin State did have players back. There wasn't a clear path, as they would call it in the NBA. Are they actually going to look? They're going to review this?
Yeah.
Okay, apparently so. So with it could be a huge break here and a huge swing for Zarzuela loses the ball. Malik Green comes up with it, and he is grabbed from behind. Well, I guess
that's a good catch by Reggie. To at least be a little lobbyist there. But to your point, Zarzuela was ahead of the ball, and we'll see how it goes here. And they're bringing in the third ref. So if you want to get a piece of pizza right now before Thanksgiving, you want to heat it up in the microwave. I'm just guessing this might be a good time to do it.
We've got a ruling coming over here. Let's see if we can get some.
Yeah. So they're asking if it's a flagrant one, and
So the discussion goes on here, but I think this one will be a little quicker than what we experienced last night here in a women's game. So it'll be a common foul, not a flagrant foul.
And you could almost make an argument, which I think the refs came to that conclusion, that he was kind of the Coppin State player was kind of big. Sorry, man. He was kind of reaching for him. I mean, it was just an incidental swipe.
Right. And we knew he was trying to stop him from going to get an uncontested layup, but yes.
Common foul is the right call.
Yep. Pass goes to Ahmed. Fires up the shot count if it goes. It does not, but Canisius will go to the locker room up by 5 here on their home floor. 44-39, very entertaining game. And we'll take a timeout, come back with more from Buffalo, New York. Glad to have you with us on this day before Thanksgiving. This is college basketball on ESPN3.
Truckloads of factory fresh Kias are on their way to
So time it's -6 for Coppin State, 9-7. So Canisius got to hit those offensive boards.
5-point Canisius lead, but it feels even tighter than that in some regards, doesn't it? It looked like Canisius was going to have their way with Coppin State early on, but the Eagles have really fought back and balanced this game out for themselves.
Which is the recipe to win on the road. You know, we talked about 7 out of 8 games on the road, but I want to tell you, that timeout that Coach Dixon took, I think it was about 8:24, something like that, really got his team playing better. They were down at least 8 at that point, and they really got back in this game. And then you get confidence, Jay. You get all that confidence, and guess what? You got yourself a game here. You got to get those Fredonia cobwebs out and say, here we go. So that is an issue too, right? You play less than 48 hours ago, and you kind of had your way. Hey, you know, guys, guess what? They got our attention, and we got 20 minutes to prove we're the better team.
So both teams coming back out on the floor, and for Canisius, it will be their starting 5. George Maslenikov started the game, but didn't play a lot in that first half. For Canisius and for Coppin State, it does look like they're also going to return to their starting 5 as well, including Kyle Cardesi, who you just saw right there. And there's Jesse Zarzuela. 14 first half points for Zarzuela out of Houston, Texas. Then to Tark to inbound to Zarzuela, and we're ready to start the second half here. Both teams looking for win number 2 on the year. Zarzuela gets it inside to James, who lays it up and in.
That was a nice set play. They had Zarzuela off the ball that time, and then they got him, and then he makes good decisions. Now, he's prone to turnovers. He had 7 last game, but not in that case.
Jordan Henderson gets fouled on the region by James.
You know, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast about lack of fouls, and that's good. You know, that's why the game is exciting, right? And that, I don't think that call would have been made in the first half, so we'll see if the whistle changes here too.
Maslenikov to Hareed. See how Coppin State defends Hareed here in the second half. He gets trapped to start. Maslenikov to the top to Fritz. Shot clock under 5. Ahmed, his 3 no good. Rebound loose on the floor and picked up by Tark. Tark on the attack against Maslenikov, lays it up, misses, but there's James on the follow.
He went north-south the whole time. No one even made him go east-west, and he just went in that lane so casually. Yeah, he missed the shot, but the help side came, and then there's no backside rebounding.
Maslenikov to Fritz. He'll take the 3. Short. Easy rebound for James. Chance for Coppin State to take the lead. Zarzuela against Henderson, lays it up, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Canisius basketball.
Henderson, a little stronger body on there, right? And he stayed with him very well. Nice job there. Zarzuela's not happy with James because during that transition, he didn't get the ball to the boss.
Henderson. Swing out to Fritz. Pass to Hareed is deflected and a foul committed. That'll go against Jaco Fritz for Canisius.
Lackadaisical, Jay. You know, he rolls over the top. Tark, you know, again, we talk a lot about this. Active hands, getting deflections. That's just a lazy pass, and Tark made him pay for it. So you got a hungry team here on the road.
Looking for their first lead of the game. Juan Dixon calling out instructions from the sidelines. Zarzuela looks to get inside, kicks to the wing. James runs down the loose ball. James gets it back. James pass to Hareed on the baseline. His jumper, back rim, no good. Tark with the rebound.
Boy, I love their team defense. They make you pull up and they make you take a tough shot.
Zarzuela to Titus. Cardesi goes baseline, finds the cutter. James lays it up and in, and Coppin State leads for the first time this afternoon.
See the difference when Hareed went baseline, there was a guy, 2 guys right there. When number 12 there, Kardashian, he goes baseline, makes an easy pass for a layup.
To Fritz, he puts it on the floor, stops and kicks. Jordan Henderson, his three, off the mark. Fritz keeps it alive and is able to come up with the offensive rebound. Ahmed into the paint, looks to finish and does.
Hey, guess they had a little video of Zarzuela in there and they watched a little, yeah, but that's good. That's a concentration finish.
Zarzuela looking to go to work against Henderson. A lot of contact, count it. He'll go to the line, a chance for a three-point play.
But again, he's getting it at full speed at 50 feet from the basket, and he's just going. You gotta watch this. I mean, you know, look at that. And then he's got that. He creates contact. He's very smart with his body and very strong. Henderson's a better matchup. He's been doing a good job on it. I was thinking to myself, Zarzuela is not going to let that happen, right? He's gonna compete. He doesn't care who's guarding him.
77% foul shooter. The and one is complete, and Coppin State now leads by 2. Malik Green on now for the Griffs, their leading scorer. Green with the basketball. Henderson back to Green. Henderson thought about backdoor. Hareed. Hareed tries to go baseline against 2 players. Cross court to Ahmed. Pull up jump shot. Well off the mark. Green. His follow is good and we're tied.
No, that's bad. Remember we talked about got to get more offensive rebounds. Last 2 possessions, Fritz and Green. That's good.
Tark wide open 3. Well off the mark.
I think he missed a seminar on shot selection. Got to get his money back.
Henderson back out to Green. Ahmed, the swing to Fritz. Back to Ahmed in the corner. His shot, well short. Cardesi in the front court. Bounce pass to Titus. Left alone at the elbow, his shot, nothing but net.
Uncontested, 15-footer, D1 basketball, you better knock that down. And he was patient, right? He wasn't in a hurry. They took away the dump down pass, and he said, okay, I'll take this.
Henderson into the double team in the corner. Swings it out to Green. Ball just standing still for Canisius right now.
Fall in love with the 3 and you're living and dying by it, right?
The swing over to Hareed. He's open from 3. Nothing but net. 22 for Armand Hareed.
Boy, the women's team's over there and they're getting a little boisterous there. They're talking to the players there from Coppin State, but that was a nice swing there.
Cardesi to Titus. The swing to the corner. Tark another 3. That one no good. Green clears.
If you have a good point forward at that high post, man, got a lot of good options there at that offense they're running.
Hareed tries to drive. Back out to Ahmed. The swing to Fritz. Launches the 3. Well short.
I don't believe I've seen him take 3. I'm glad he's taking them, but he's got to get better at it, right? Obviously, those are wide open 3s.
Zarzuela against Henderson. A lot of contact. Henderson comes up with the block.
Well, the officials have established they're not going to call that.
Henderson's 3 in transition, no good. Cardesi, easy rebound.
It's like Loyola of Marymount here a little bit, right? Just let it fly, catch it and let it fly. Players like to do that, but you know, they also like to win.
Titus. Zarzuela against Ahmed. Now to Cardesi. Cardesi uses the screen at the top. The swing over and it's intercepted by Henderson. Henderson ahead to Green. Green comes up with a loose ball. Green lays it up and in.
Good job by him because he had Cardesi on him and there's no way he can stay with him. So again, they got to get inside. I mean, I know it's out of transition, but that's got to be the theme.
Juan Dixon wants a timeout. breaking Bam Moore's record, and then of course that record broken by Malik Johnson just 2 years ago by the guard out of Richmond,
He could
Virginia.
score the ball too. Yeah, I mean he had quite a career.
A lot of rebounds for a guy under 6 feet as well. Zarzuela fires up a three, no good, and Ahmed with a strong rebound.
Not the shot you want out of a timeout, that's for sure.
So both teams now with just 2 timeouts. Henderson, it's 3, no good. Canisius has gone cold here in the second half from 3-point range. That's her 28th tray of the game. Tark, a lot of contact. They'll call the charge on Tark as Fareed takes one for the team. And a timeout on the floor. Once again, 13 minutes to go. It's a 3-point Canisius lead. This is college basketball.
It's never been a better time to join Delta Sonic's Unlimited plan. Wash your vehicle every day. Enjoy exclusive
Glad to have you back with us in Buffalo, New York. Jay Moran and Richard Walsh. Entertaining game here between Coppin State and Canisius. Canisius leading 53-50 here in the second half. Coming up, broadcast tomorrow. We'll have the Canisius women's team against Robert Morris. Monday night, Cornell and Canisius in men's basketball. Check your local listings for more information. Out of the timeouts with Canisius.
Because they're both having big offensive games here.
Ahmed out of hack and sack. Misses the second. The rebound. Fareed. Griffins can reset here. Fareed traveled. Left his feet before he made the pass.
Yeah, and that was a great job by them. They talked on defense, and then they're now Canisius starting to think, I can't go baseline because they're getting me early, right? And that's really causing confusion on the offensive flow.
Zarzuela gave up his dribble. Henderson hounding him. Pass out to the top, Mike Hood. Hood against Long. Hood looks to attack, goes up and under, and finishes. Nicely done.
I'd hate to play horse against these guys. That's incredible how creative they are around the basket. And again, they exposed Long a little bit there and took him off the dribble.
Harid, quick three, misses, rebound. Conte. In the front court. Carries on with the dribble. Gets inside and finishes. We're tied.
You know who does a really good job of avoiding that is Alabama. They do that big step in the paint.
Timeout called by Coppin State, and we'll take one as well. It's a tie ball game, 11:35. Looking at his lower leg right now. That is Tyreek Corbett. Looking at his lower leg right now. Second leading scorer on this Coppin State Eagles team. That is Tyreek Corbett. Looking at his lower leg right now. Pulled away by Coppin State's Reggie James. Justin Steers has the basketball, and he'll hand it off to Zarzuela. Not a bad option.
Yes. Coach Dixon's like Henry Mancini. He's like a composer over there, getting everyone in the right spots.
Zarzuela against Harid, into the paint, the handoff to Tark. He gets bumped, and the foul call as he loses control of the basketball.
You know if he gets bumped and he's moving the wrong way, that you know it's a foul, right? I mean, he's strong. But again, Canisius is going to lament how often they let the guys, we used to call it in the house, the paint, because they've been getting in there all afternoon.
Hood out at the top. Steers to Tark. Back to Steers, gets inside. His pass deflected by Henderson. 6 to shoot, Coppin State basketball.
I can assure you, I never did that at Amherst. What Steers just said, gave up a layup. You know, I mean, he just had to finger roll that right in. You got to be, you know, we always talk about high basketball IQ.
Zarzuela, shot clock winding down. Zarzuela, step back. His shot, no good. Green with a strong rebound for Canisius.
You can't even let him catch it, though, in that situation because he can beat you easily.
Amadou Fofana will check in next whistle for Canisius. Ahmed, back out to Long. He'll take the three. Off the mark, but Green gets the rebound. Looks to go back up and has it stripped free. And the foul will be called against Coppin State.
Yeah, and again, Green's, very active underneath there, and it's paying off for him. Long's feet weren't set there, Jay. It's one thing to miss. He missed badly there. And he's got a nice form and everything. It's, obviously he's lacking confidence a little bit here early in his collegiate career, but I'm glad he's looking at that basket at least because he's got to get used to playing at this level and shooting at this level.
Henderson from three. In and out, no good. Halfway through this second half. We're tied. Inside it goes to Steers. This time he goes up and he misses. Gets his own rebound, misses again, and Long clears for Canisius. A lot of contact underneath.
Yeah, he probably avoided one there, but good effort by Steers. He just, again, we talk a lot about concentration, and that's a good example right there.
Henderson gave up his dribble, and it's a tough pass, and it goes right to James. James, good pump fake and finishes.
That's so.
I don't know what they got going on. What are they cameras down and they don't know about it? It's ridiculous.
Wow. And a timeout call by Canisius. Trailing or leading most of the game, they now trail by 5.
You know what I talked about? If you stay around. Now everyone's feeling it, right? And they're having fun. What a concept, having fun playing basketball, something you've done all your life.
Coppin State with a 5-point lead after trailing most of the game. That's a team with a lot of confidence right now.
Absolutely. And one thing, Jay, not going to have to worry about a lot of timeouts at if this game's close. Your people are like, oh, they call 15 timeouts. That's not going to happen here because the coaches, and I agree. The runs both coaches are using their timeouts, judiciously. I was almost not going to say that because, 3 syllables is probably my limit. Over, under 4.
You pulled it off like you always do. Now, how about Canisius? What do they have to do here? They're obviously very confused by this Coppin State defense.
Yeah, I really, I think they got to run their base offense, which is, I'm not going to get too technical, but they have a high post screen and they run people off because the 3-ball, when it's going, it looks pretty, right? And I know Coppin State's weak in that area, but right now that formula needs to change.
Ahmed on the wing, gives up his dribble, then goes cross court to Fritz, back out to Fofana. Pass down inside is another Griff turnover. 3-on-1, and Hood gets fouled.
See, Canisius is turning around looking for a kick, right? But it wasn't a kick. It was just a bad pass. Right?
And you can see the conversation going on over there between coach. It bounced into his leg. It was not a kick.
That's not a kick. That's you know it's not a good sign when you're looking for the refs to bail you out and everything. You're not performing at the level you need to be. So, I'm sorry, but having said that, listen, you got, you're down 2 possessions, right? You got 8.5 minutes, 8 plus. You just got to suck it up. You got more experience really on games played between the 2 teams. And you're at home.
Hood makes the first, makes the second. And just like that, Coppin State leads by 7. Canisius led by 9 in the first half. Fofana to Green. And up to Henderson. Everything happening outside for the Griffs. Ahmed. Fritz at the top of the key. Fofana on the baseline. That shot is partially blocked, but a foul against Justin Steers.
You know what, though, Jay? That's interesting because that is a microcosm of what's going on in this game. Everything in that area, right? I normally say go to that area because they give you that. They're not giving them that. And even though he fouled them, it's in your head that, man, they're always in that baseline area. They're taking away the three, and then when I beat my guy off the dribble, they're right there. And it really reminds me of what Baylor did last year to Gonzaga in the final. It was really impressive to watch as a coach how you get your guys so committed to that. So the question is, how do you beat that? Well, I think you got to screen away from the ball more, not so much ball screens, and just keep moving the ball and then go inside out.
Amadou Fofana makes both. He's perfect on the season, 8 of 8 from the line. He has 5 points today for the Griffs.
Yeah, I think at ECC he was like 90% or something from the foul line.
Fofana, that's going to be a tough match there against Zarzuela. He gets help from Green. Over to Steers. Steers had all trouble. Oh, boy. Fans want a double dribble. Zarzuela almost loses the handle. So a lot of time to shoot. Step back shot, well off the mark. Easy rebound, Fritz.
See, Green was cheating, right? He was cheating there, almost like Coppin State is doing there. See, there's that help. See, you got to look at that. Man, that's good, but you got to look there. You got to take that.
Fofana from 3, nothing but net.
Now maybe that's the secret sauce. Get that guy in. That's what Reggie's trying to find. And but again, it starts with defense, right? Much better defense. Then you get into your offensive flow easier.
Hood. Inside it goes, James, and in.
See, they went back to that, and they attacked that beautifully, talking about Coppin State. High post, nice dump down.
Fofana in the corner. Swing out to Green, to Fritz. He'll take the 3, and he makes the 3. Jaco Fritz.
You know, he thought about the last one. I thought, I hope he's not giving up on it, and obviously he's not. So that's great. Got a nice game here.
Back inside they go. Zarzuela forces it, but there on the finish is Steers.
Yeah, he definitely did force it, but when he penetrates like that, stress the defense, putbacks are readily available.
Fritz thought about the back door. Fofana to Green in the low block. Green looks it back in, jump hook, no good. Fritz had the ball momentarily, goes to the floor to try to save the possession, held ball, and it'll be Griff basketball.
I like what they did there, talking about the Griffs.
Good hustle play there by Jaco Fritz. We've got a timeout on the floor. A 3-point Coppin State lead in Buffalo today. This is Cabal on ESPN3. in this second half. They've really struggled shooting the ball.
Yeah, and that's Jaco Fritz. Now he's taken, I think, 5 here tonight, 4 or 5, and that's good. That's a good sign for Canisius because that opens up the inside game. You know who's quietly having a really good game for Coppin State is James. He's 7 for 9.
Out of the timeout, it goes inside to Malik Green. He lays it up and in.
There you go. Get inside, penetrate, don't settle, and you got a guy that's not concerned about any rim protector. Just finish at the rim.
Hood being checked by Fofana. Cardesi. Zarzuela on the bench right now for Coppin State. Hood turns the corner, kicks to the corner. Three-point shot, Titus well off the mark.
Well, they forced it to the guy that's not their best shooter, and the outcome was what they wanted defensively.
Henderson picked up by Tark. The double team finds him. Now he finds Green. Green looks to attack. A little out of control, but he gets fouled and go to the line to shoot 2.
See, a subtle thing there is that Henderson got double teamed, which is what was really confused, but he didn't get to such a point where the trap was going to restrict him from seeing the open man, and then as soon as he swung it to Green, he went right to the basket, and that's something they haven't done, so that's a good adjustment by the coaching staff.
Malik Green averaging just under 16 points per game. Senior out of Cincinnati. 71% foul shooter.
I think Henderson told the coaching staff about him, right? Because he's from Cincinnati, and that's like LinkedIn 101 there, a little networking.
Preseason third-team all-conference player. And he's good on the first, and we're tied again at 65.
You know, with the versatility he showed early with knocking down those threes, and of course we know he can take care of business, so to speak, inside. Gotta like that if you're a Griffs fan, the versatility he's shown here this afternoon.
Green, chance to give his team the lead here. Nothing but net. Zarzuela back on the floor, and he has the basketball. 15 points for number 50 today. Also back on the floor is Corbett, who went out with an injury earlier. Zarzuela against Fofana. Forces up the shot. Short. Rebound controlled by James.
And that's the guy I talked about. He's their best field goal percentage coming in, and he's shooting 75, 77% here this afternoon. So really nice rebound for him.
Tark falls to the floor in a foul against Canisius. Team foul number 5 against the Griffs.
That's 2 times Tark's been a little out of control, right? They're getting a little impatient. And the reason they're getting impatient, what a concept. Canisius is moving its feet and making penetration difficult.
Amadou Fofana's really given their defense a lift here in the last couple of minutes.
He's given the whole team a lift offensively, too. He's made a couple good passes, made that shot. Got a nice call on a foul. Knocked down the foul shot, so you're absolutely right.
Steers against Henderson. Going to work against Green. Gets his man in the air, foul, counted, he'll go to the line, a chance to finish the 3-point play.
Yeah, now Canisius chose not to double there, and just a nice job there by waiting for everything to happen here. Great footwork, watch this little up, fake, concentrate. There you go, that's how it's done.
So Justin Steers out of Philadelphia, 70% foul shooter. Chance to finish an and one and give his team a 2-point lead.
So for Coppin State, it's going to be who's going to take over now that Zula is a little cooled off here, right?
Hareed. Checked by Cardesi. Hareed looks to attack, pulls up. Off the mark, no good, and James clears. Zarzuela picked up on a switch. Finds the open man, Tark. Steers left alone, his shot. Back rim no good, rebound Henderson.
Canisius doubled there, they didn't want to double, and they found the right man. They dodged one there, so sometimes you get lucky like that. Kids start thinking, wow, there's only 4.5 minutes left, and this is a big shot, and that's why they don't make it the ones they were making earlier.
Green wants the ball inside. Tough pass, and he can't catch it.
I like the idea, not the execution.
Zarzuela gets it back. Fires up the 3. Back rim, long rebound, controlled by Steers.
And not a good offensive rebounding team, and now they've got 3 out of the last 5, I think. So Zarzuela, man, he's just trying to do too much right now.
Steers gets it inside. They swing it out. Tark elects not to take the 3. Runs into Fritz, gets his own rebound. Put back, count it. He'll go to the line for a 3-point play. And a timeout on the floor, the final one here. It's a 4-point Coppin State lead in Buffalo. This is college basketball. Kessler Athletic Center with 3:53 remaining. Canisius has led most of this game, but Coppin State has been the better team in this second half, especially defensively, holding Canisius to 29% shooting.
Yeah, and the other thing is that Coppin State, Jade, to this point in the season, from 2-point range, 40% tonight, or this afternoon, 66%. It's huge, and that's all paint. That's all penetration. So, and that's basically gets down to moving your feet. I respect their athleticism. They got some good guys that can beat you off the dribble, but that's what.
Then Tark finishes the 3-point play. He has 12 points. Fritz goes backdoor to Henderson, finds the cutter Green. His layup is good.
Boy, Henderson really hit the brakes there. Yeah, because they are great at that double, but the great NBA cut by Green and great timing.
Griffs look to double team. They find an open Steers. Steers gets inside, easy layup.
Great shot fake, right? You know the defense is late. You know he's going to come flying through. That's communication, so an easy 2 points right there. 2 different ways to get an easy basket.
Jaco Fritz. Swing over to the far side. Control Fofana able to save the possession here. And then Fofana gets called for the travel.
And it's creating those turnovers, and that right in front of Reggie. And of course, he didn't like it, but that was good defense there by Coppin State.
Canisius has to have a good defensive stand here. Zarzuela looks to attack. The bounce pass to Steers is tied up. We're going to say what, out of bounds off of Canisius.
Yeah, we're blocked here, but look like, boy, I never seen Jaco Fritz that animated, so it felt like that call could have gone that way to Canisius.
Oh my!
I see. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
Wow! Yeah, that was off Coppin State. Great shot there.
Yeah, great, excellent job.
James gets inside, loses control, gets it back, goes up, can't finish. Who's going to get the basketball? It's Armand Harid.
You got your stop. It wasn't pretty, but you got your stop, right, Jay? See if they can make them pay here.
Henderson looks to attack, reverse layup. That's goaltending. Count the basket, credit it to Jordan Henderson.
So that's the first time we've seen it all afternoon, right? Henderson, when the second double team came, he kept his dribble and finished on the other side. So he's a heady player, and that was a really good move there. So
the senior not finding the mark from three-point range. So he's 1 of 6, but decides to go to the basket and comes up with the points for Canisius. Big bucket.
Yeah, he's out there, right? So this is your team right now. These are the guys you want on the floor here, and you know who they want on the floor.
Are we zoning up here or what?
Yeah, they're matching up a little bit because they're worried about this guy right here. So
Coppin State looking to recognize. Juan Dixon gives instructions.
well, they should be easy to do this right there at the high post.
Henderson reaches in and come up with a steal.
That's two great plays by Henderson offensively, and he read the passer's mind there beautifully.
Fofana, his three. Oh, off the mark. Harid with the offensive rebound. Back out to Green. His three. Does not go down. Fritz tips it up, and Max makes it a one-point game.
And again, the offensive rebounds, Jay. We talked about that, so here we go.
Both teams with just one timeout remaining.
The 2-3 is causing them to really think about what they want to do, but get that high post here.
See if they try to get it to Cardesi. He's setting up over on the far wing. He has it. He fires. No good. Rebound, though, pulled away by James. Griffs almost lose themselves defensively there for a second.
And Cardesi, about 90% of his shots are threes, so you're right. They were looking for him. He's his own buster. Henderson's got to be mindful of that as well.
Zarzuela looks to attack. Oh, and a foul against.
Yes, and you get a little push in the back there, I think, at a big time. He's looking for the high post.
2 shots coming up here.
Zarzuela and Coach Dixon are having a little animated conversation over there.
And Reggie Witherspoon also upset as well. Reggie Witherspoon saying it was a pass.
To me, it was.
Looked like a pass to me as well.
It looked like a lob pass.
So a break for Coppin State here on the road with under a minute to play. Zarzuela will go to the line to shoot 2, 77% foul shooter.
Yep, he's right there. You're right. He's their best foul shooter. So
his first is perfect.
Got his little steam off there from his coach there, so now he's nice and relaxed. So maybe that does work. I wouldn't recommend it.
Opportunity to give his team a 3-point lead, and he does. See how Canisius responds. Fritz in the front court. The handoff to Jordan Henderson. Green to Fofana. Heated up by Zarzuela. Fofana gives up his dribble. He's in trouble. Canisius needs a timeout. They'll use their final timeout.
Well, that's been, teams, like, how did he get there? They invite you, and before you know it, it's a trap. It's like the mouse and the cheese.
High on this possession. Could come down and play for the final shot and walk out of here with a win today.
Yeah, I was thinking, though, Jay, I wonder if Canisius might go for a quick 2 here, right? Because I'm not saying, obviously they shot a lot of threes, so you might think that's a strange idea, but sometimes teams play for the 3 defensively, and you might be able to get a quick 2 here. Absence of that, though, you obviously want to look at Harid. But I would try to get to the basket a little bit or get it to Green and maybe get a traditional and 1, so maybe surprise them. And then at the other end, if it does tie it up, you know who they're going to go to. I think Canisius is going to stay in that 2-3 zone. And if Canisius misses a three, let's say they do go that route, they've been getting some offensive boards out of that between Fritz and Green. So there's a lot of things that could happen here.
Plus Canisius with 8 fouls right now. So if they were to foul on the ensuing Coppin State possession, it would be a 1 in bonus for the Eagles coming up there as well. Coppin State with just 6 fouls.
So now, if you run an out-of-bounds play really well, right, and you set a good screen out of this box set, you can get an easy basket out of it if you do. See if they execute here.
A hand off to Henderson. His 3. Nothing but net for the senior, and we're tied.
Great call there by the coaching staff. Set play. Now look at Henderson. Henderson, great move on the goaltend, right?
Now this is, I believe, a clock issue here, not a timeout by Coppin State. Or
yeah, I think what we were, the clock seems to me maybe that, what were we at, 41 seconds? That was just a great set play there out of a box set. So they went for the 3, and I was going to say there before this little clock management issue, you think about the last 4 plays, all Henderson, right? He went baseline, first guy to do that, got the goaltend. Then he did a great job defensively to force the turnover, and then he hits the big 3.
Now how about the coach running the play for the senior who's 1 for 6 from three-point range today?
Confidence. I said earlier, hey, listen, they got the guys you want out there, and he's, he hasn't had the best game, Henderson, but in this last 2 minutes, he's been the best player. And you would expect the senior to do that. So nice point by you, but, that was a nice play, and they didn't get over that screen. Jakob Fritz, big guy, so all you got to do is jump over 6'9", 6'10", and get a good look. And Henderson, we've talked about it, leads the roster in
Crazy. This should have happened all game, but close to the end, they want to just go out. What is wrong with them? What's going on in Buffalo?
He didn't have 2 plays in war. The third thing is that you wanted to see what they're doing. I always felt you could beat a zone look. A high post and a guy behind the
Crazy.
back 3, kind of sneaky. And if that would be the case, James is very good inside, right? I don't know if Corbett's back from his injury. And then of course, Zarzuela, he's going to make a good decision or he's going to make a bad decision. He's kind of a feast or famine guy. So, and then, when do you shoot it, right? You got 23 seconds. So, just to maybe get that offensive board because Canisius is going to get it either way. So a lot of things can happen here.
But it's interesting, though, if you do stay in the zone, all eyes will be defensively on Zarzuela, which could open up some opportunities offensively for Coppin State.
Bingo, because everyone's watching him and forgetting about a guy flashing or something like that. So that's a really good point as well. So we'll see what happens, Coaches, we talked about this another game we did, they live for this moment, right? You get the salt shakers out and you get to the kitchen table and you go, if you go here, you go there, and and then some guy makes a hook shot from half court and you go, yeah, that's just how we drew it up.
So for Coppin State, Steers out there, James, Cardacey, Zarzuela, and Fritz, Harid, Fofana, Henderson, and Malik Green.
And you can't sleep on Carsese, right? Because, he's their 3-ball guy. So they're going to stay zone, Jay. Again, high post, I think.
Zarzuela goes right over in front of his coach. Zarzuela, long 3, rattles out. Fritz with the rebound. Shot clock off. Canisius with no timeouts.
That was an NBA Steph Curry 3. So here you go. Go to the basket here.
Fritz loses it to Fofana. Fofana gets inside to Fritz. Count it if it goes. It does not. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 1.1 remaining.
Now, we've given a lot of love to Henderson. Fofana, boy, nice you know, I always talk about maneuvering speed. He's shot fake, he gets in, presence of mind. Two guys were open. I think Green was open. Watch this. Watch that fake Bay under control. Bang. Nice pass. And that's a great foul there by Steers, right? That's a great foul.
So Jaco Fritz, 71% foul shooter. Gets 2. One gives Canisius the lead with 1.1 seconds remaining. No timeouts for either team. Canisius has the lead.
Every time he shoots. Purpose to start the clock and all that. I'm not a big fan of that.
No.
I've seen enough Disney movies. I don't want to see a magical ending.
Meanwhile, Coppin State sending 3 of their players into front court already. Fritz takes his time. A junior out of the Netherlands. No good. Rebound control. Steers counted if it goes. It's well off the mark, and Canisius comes away with the win. Wow.
I tell you, a little tougher than Canisius expected, but sometimes that really brings the team together to come back like that and have a great win.
Well, the player of the game, the Pepsi player of the game will be Armand Harry, who had an unbelievable first half for Canisius today. Finishes this one with 22 points. Our Canisius Pepsi player of the game, Armand Harry, leading the way for the Griffs.
Yeah, 6 for 9 from 3, just super hot to begin the game.
Oh, they just blew that game.
And there we see a nice package.
They blew that game.
And then Henderson and Fofana really gave him a lift there at the last minutes for the Griffs to bring this one home. And a great game. Very good way to start.
All right, check it out.
Canisius gets their first Division I win of the season and improves to 2-4.